Tesla's early mover advantage won't keep it at the top forever. Well, Toyota will see to it. Their answer to Musk's hegemony: solid-state batteries. After years of focusing on hybrids and lagging behind in all-electric adoption, Toyota has unveiled a solid-state battery prototype that promises over 1,000 kilometers of range and ultra-fast charging in under 15 minutes. With over $13 billion invested in battery innovation and a rollout strategy that begins with Lexus and expands to mass-market models by 2028, Toyota isn't just catching up, it may just as well crush Tesla's lead. Let's see how things are playing out. Toyota is changing. It's changing fast. For much of the 2010s, Toyota held firm in its belief that hybrid technology was the most practical path to carbon neutrality. This conviction was embodied in its flagship hybrid, the Toyota Prius, which debuted in 1997 and became one of the best-selling hybrid vehicles in the world. By 2022, Toyota had sold over 20 million hybrid vehicles globally. However, the tide has now turned. There is not going to be enough room for the middle ground in the future. It's either or, and Toyota realizes it. That being said, Toyota's pivot toward full electrification is beginning to take tangible shape. In 2023, Toyota sold approximately 150,000 EVs worldwide. This was a major leap. Just a year earlier, the Japanese automaker could only manage to sell a little over 24,000 EVs, mostly through its BZ4X crossover SUV and a few other regional offerings. The nearly five-fold increase in 2023 EV sales reflects both a sharp change in Toyota's production strategy and a growing global demand for fully electric options. The increase also reflects Toyota's recognition that hybrid dominance alone will not secure its place in the future automotive market. The market is changing, so is Toyota. Part of this new approach is Toyota's decision to use Lexus, the company's luxury division, as the vanguard for its most advanced electric technologies. Lexus, which sold over 824,000 vehicles globally in 2023, is not only a symbol of high-end automotive engineering, but also a strategic testing ground for Toyota's most premium innovations. The Lexus RZ450e, launched in 2022, marked the brand's first dedicated battery electric vehicle. Designed on the eTNGA platform shared with the BZ4X, the RZ450e reflects Toyota's attempt to marry luxury performance with electric efficiency. Moreover, Lexus has announced plans to go fully electric by 2035, with some markets like Europe and North America transitioning even earlier. This staggered rollout allows Toyota to fine-tune its battery technologies, powertrain software, and production logistics before scaling up to mass-market Toyota-branded EVs. The company's renewed vision is encapsulated in its Beyond Zero initiative, a wide-reaching electrification campaign announced in 2021. As part of this initiative, Toyota has committed to achieving annual sales of 1.5 million electric vehicles by 2026. This target is ambitious, considering that as recently as 2020, Toyota's EV output was negligible in global terms. To support this transition, the automaker has pledged roughly $13.5 billion in battery development and electrification by 2030. This investment covers not only new vehicle platforms but also battery research and development, solid-state battery trials, software integration, and the construction of dedicated EV production lines. By the year 2030, Toyota aims to offer 30 new electric models across both the Toyota and Lexus brands, and reach annual sales of 3.5 million electric vehicles globally. Toyota's global production network is also being restructured to support its electric ambition. In the United States, Toyota announced a $1.3 billion investment in its Kentucky plant in 2024 to prepare for electric vehicle production, with the first U.S.-assembled battery electric vehicle expected to roll off the line in 2025. At the same time, a battery manufacturing plant is being constructed in Liberty, North Carolina, scheduled to begin operations in 2025 and is expected to produce enough batteries for 1.2 million vehicles every year. In Japan, Toyota's Motomachi plant, which is actually one of its most historic production sites, is being revamped to serve as a key electric vehicle assembly hub. The company is also exploring production capacity increases in Europe, particularly in the United Kingdom and Turkey. Just a couple of years back, Toyota executives were publicly voicing skepticism about fully electric vehicles, citing concerns about charging infrastructure, battery sourcing, and consumer readiness. Former Toyota president Akio Toyoda famously warned that a rapid transition to electric vehicles could strain global electricity grids and hurt the environment if power generation remained carbon-intensive. Now, however, Toyota has recalibrated its stance. The automaker is placing a strong emphasis on battery innovation, including plans to commercialize solid-state batteries by 2027. These batteries promise faster charging times, longer range, and greater safety than conventional lithium-ion counterparts. In 2023, Toyota engineers reported achieving a prototype solid-state cell capable of a 1,000-kilometer range on a single charge, with a 10-minute recharge time. Despite its late start, Toyota's electrification strategy benefits from its experience in lean manufacturing and global logistics. The company's mastery of supply chain management, quality control, and cost optimization will become, critical advantages as the EV sector matures and margins tighten. Moreover, Toyota's global dealership and service infrastructure, particularly in markets like North America, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East, gives it a logistical edge in EV rollout and maintenance support. Critically, Toyota's approach also shows signs of regional adaptation. In China, the world's largest EV market, Toyota is collaborating with BYD, China's top EV manufacturer, to develop electric sedans tailored to local tastes. Their joint product, the Toyota BZ3, was released in China in late 2022 and leverages BYD's blade battery technology for enhanced safety and energy density. In Europe, where, stringent emissions regulations have rapidly pushed EV adoption, Toyota is gradually increasing its electric offerings to comply with tightening fleet average carbon dioxide standards. By the year 2025, it plans for at least 10% of all European sales to be battery electric vehicles, with the remainder being hybrids and plug-in hybrids. While not as aggressive as European rivals like Volkswagen or Renault, this transition marks a clear pivot from its previously hybrid-exclusive approach in the region. The protracted era of Toyota cautiously and deliberately observing from the relative safety of the sidelines of the full electrification race is now definitively and unequivocally over, a chapter decisively consigned to history by a monumental all-in-corporate pivot backed by tens of billions in capital investment, and a clear, albeit profoundly ambitious, technological roadmap centered on groundbreaking solid-state batteries and a rapid model rollout. The coming years will undoubtedly serve as the ultimate crucible for the automotive titan, a rigorous, unforgiving, and very public test of whether the world's largest automaker, despite its deeply ingrained culture of meticulous incremental Kaizen improvement and the immense weight of its vast globe-spanning legacy infrastructure, optimized for internal combustion and hybrid systems, can successfully reinvent itself with enough speed, strategic agility, and pure innovative ferocity to not just passively compete for market share, but to actively and decisively lead in the very all-electric arena it once openly questioned and hesitated to wholeheartedly enter, an arena now fiercely dominated by agile, software-first disruptors like Tesla, and a growing pack of fast-following, equally determined legacy rivals from Volkswagen to Hyundai. The final outcome of this high-stakes, bet-the-company transformation will hinge critically, and perhaps exclusively, on the effective deployment of Toyota's two most significant assets, its unparalleled, battle-tested global manufacturing and supply chain infrastructure and its newly articulated multi-pronged electrification strategy. This meticulously crafted strategy, a complex and interdependent blueprint that orchestrates the deployment of luxury brand vanguards like Lexus to establish technological prestige, the comprehensive retooling of its global production footprint from Kentucky to Motomachi for cost-effective EV assembly, and the forging of strategic regional partnerships, such as the critical collaboration with BYD in China, is far more than a simple reactionary plan or a tentative roadmap. It stands unequivocally as the major foundational pillar supporting the entire edifice of Toyota's future, the central load-bearing structure upon which its aspirations for continued market leadership and relevance entirely depend. So, this approach represents a comprehensive no-turning-back wager, a corporate all-in bet, on Toyota's unique and historically proven ability to synergistically leverage its three core competencies. First, there's its historic planet-spanning manufacturing scale that can drive down costs where others just can't. Second, its unrivaled, decades-honed supply chain mastery which provides a critical buffer against the material scarcities that, really plague the industry. And third, its newly aggressive, frontier-pushing R&D engine, now squarely focused on achieving paradigm-shifting breakthroughs in solid-state chemistry. The monumental objective of this trifecta is to execute a decisive two-stage maneuver. First, to rapidly close the formidable technological and mindshare gap that has emerged between it and the current EV vanguard. And then, having achieved parity, to leverage its immense industrial might to ultimately redefine the very benchmarks for performance, safety, and affordability, thereby setting the new, universally accepted standards for the next generation of electric mobility on a global scale and for the long term.